Good morning, traders. Welcome to the daily webinar. And for my YouTube viewers, good morning to you. We will be posting this one out as the weekly outlook. Very quick. We're not giving you trade setup, so we're not giving you trade. I'm just explaining to you using wave analysis how we would look for the directions we're trading, where we think it's going to go, and then we will still have to wait for the setup before you trade it. Quick note, on Friday, there's a FOREX exhibition in Abu Dhabi. I would be there. So if there's any traders in Abu Dhabi who will be there, hey, we can catch up for coffee. Don't be shy. Just say hi and I might not know you. So if you know me, just say hi and we'll probably catch up for coffee. Let's go. So let's start. One question on YouTube, I think somebody asked me to send it on Skype or something if I'm doing a Forex course anytime soon. I don't have any plan for that, but we have a lot of traders who join the group that still hasn't to complete the course. When you join the group, you get access to all the materials to start learning, which means you get access to the recordings, the previous recordings, you keep learning on that. We do 3, 4, 5 sessions a day, depending. Like Friday, I think we had about 4 or 5 sessions, live sessions where we trade. On an average, 3 sessions a day, one for the Asian session, one for the New York session, London, and then New York. So that's the minimum, 3 sessions a day. Sometimes it gets more than that. And if there's news event, we do almost every news event we trade live. So what that means when you join the group, if you become a full-time member, you get access to all of that. You get access to all the materials in the group. You get access to joining the trading room when I'm not there, including when the other traders are there. And, be with them and learn to trade. We do these live sessions mostly as Q&A sessions. And I will deal with topics where traders are struggling. So I will probably do one, but I don't have any plan for this year, maybe November. So I just do them randomly now. Those who want to join the group eventually join and learn to trade. Right, so let's go from there. Let's start dollar index. By the way, if you want to join, check under any video. There's my Skype there. Send me a Skype message. Don't use any other place, not on WhatsApp, not on email, not Facebook. Send me only Skype. I use Skype only for this purpose. So if I get a message on Skype, I assume it's a trader messaging me. If I get a message anywhere else, that's personal. And basically, I don't look at other places for messages. I don't have the luxury of so much time to be on social media and check all the messages and all the emails and all. I check my emails twice a week. So don't email me, right? Okay, let's go. I have no need to check email more often. Dollar index. So let me go back to the big picture and remind you what we were looking at the dollar index. So remember this arrow, right? It was when it breaks this low, we're going to start to see this going up. And that's the equivalent of this. Now, here's the interesting thing about wave analysis. It doesn't necessarily have to go up to the top. It doesn't necessarily have to break the top. It doesn't necessarily have to reverse. But that's the long part of you understanding all of that process in the course. I'm going to give you the simple part. We're always looking for precise patterns, right? It's all about looking for patterns. And the minute I said we're looking for precise patterns, someone there out there who's a skeptical person is going to say, but why should the chart make patterns? And he's absolutely right. The chart is not making any patterns. The market, not the chart. The market is not making any patterns for you. Right? It's not like the traders will come today and say, let's make a flag. Right? That's not what the thing. People are just trading the way they trade, the way they want to trade. It's a process that's going on, buy and sell, constantly, nonstop. And what happens in that process is that the process of the way they buy, right? The volumes and the price and everything creates specific patterns. And what you do is if you go into the chart and you look for those patterns, you check for patterns, there are going to be patterns that we don't identify because they don't repeat themselves often. Something might happen that is not a standard pattern that you see. That's okay. The market is not making a flat for you. It's not making a triangle for you. It's not making any of the BS you think you want. It's just working. You have to see patterns that repeats themselves. Now, if you look at my charts, you would see that there's a million patterns that repeat themselves on any given time frame. Now, you may say, would you see an exact pattern like this out there? Yeah, sure. We have seen this a million times. Any trader in my room more than 4 years would have seen this a million times. And then we know how to trade. So that is why we keep saying when it breaks this low, there's a very high probability it will go back up. Now, what if it goes up? See, the point is not whether you're going to be right that it goes up. The point is, What if that actually happens? Can you take advantage of that? And that is what wave analysis is about. So anything anybody's telling you out there, it does not, they don't really understand the depth of the method. I created this method. So the whole point is not that, and that's a differentiation from Elliott wave. They're looking for patterns. They're telling you, but it has to make an alternative pattern. If it's a square that's flat here, it has to be a triangle. That's nonsense. And if it's a WXY, it has to be an ABC, or impulse can only have 5 waves and all of that. That's nonsense. It is nonsense. I know I'm going to criticize it, but it's nonsense. The market is not doing anything you want it to do. It's doing what it's doing. Your job is to go identify, do you see something in there that you've seen more often? Call it whatever you want. But can you see something that repeats itself very often and you think every time it does X, it's going to do Y? So I want to get Y. And that's all that there is to it. So go back here now. We're thinking that it should come here. And then guess what happens when it breaks the low? So it broke the low. At some point, you look for that turning point. Sometimes it's very clear. It's as clear as this one. Correction, impulse, impulse, correction. That's a classical reversal. Sometimes it's like this, not so clear, very big flat at the top, then come back. Sometimes it's very slow, go back deep, then come. Sometimes it's like this, it's just a mess. So it's up to you to decide, well, what do you do with that mess? Well, we figure out if it's a flat for one more, it has to come back here. So we traded it to this point, and then we said, okay, be careful. Let it break through that point, and let's see if it goes here. See? Now there are things that are going to happen. Remember, it's a wave analysis. It's not going to go in one straight line. If it was, it would call straight line analysis. So you're going to find small corrections, small corrections, small corrections, small corrections. And at some point, one of them becomes a big correction. After which now you're sure it's going more. So will this break the top? And sorry, guys, 1 second. The question is if will it break the top? And if it breaks the top, should you buy it? See, this is where traders get problem with wave analysis too. They go, they put a buy here, it comes here, it tag them, then it pull back and it just start doing this. And they're like, okay, pull back, it's gonna go. And then it keeps coming and it keeps coming and it keeps coming. And by then you lose your trade and you watch that happen. Well, this is where trading wave analysis comes in. The difference between understanding wave analysis, the difference between seeing me do it and you say, well, I can see what he's doing, but I still can't do it. And that's true. Traders tell me that I see what you're doing. I tried to do it. It's not working for me. Well, that's true because you didn't learn it properly. My traders and those in the group who have learned it properly are doing well with it. Right? It's like me watching the plane fly. Yeah, I can see plane fly. I can see what the pilot is doing, but probably nobody will take the risk of putting me there until I learn to become a pilot. Right? It's a simple thing. If you can see things, doesn't mean you know exactly how to do it, right? You see people play tennis, doesn't mean if you can play it without learning to play it, right? The same thing. So those who see it and think, well, I could just jump into that, I could do that. Well, congratulations, you're about to die. You're about to crash. I mean your account, right? So sorry for that. Anyway, let's go. So what we would look for here for a buy. Now, it depends on how deep this comes. It depends on what it does. It depends on what I think is going to happen when it breaks the top. Can I get break even out of that trade? Which means, should it not go that much and just tip the top and come back? Can I exit the trade for positive, break even, or very small loss? And if one of those three says it's yes, we'll take the trade. If it's no, we'll leave it alone. As it stands right now, I don't think we can get out for break even. But should it come deeper into here, that would happen. Right now, it looks like it's going to come deeper. If you go into the chart and you look at this one, is pretty sharp. This came down slow. This one is kind of a 1, 2, 3. That's regular. You think. So I'm expecting it to come back here. Right? So when it comes here, this is where we'll see. If it drops sharp and make a flag here, we'll start selling because we're going back to the bottom. If it comes here and start going back up, we'll consider a buy here to break the top, which means if it goes like this, we take the trade, get it to break even. I don't think this will go very far because what's going to happen is it will start to correct deeper if they're going up. And if this is the deeper correction that starts, well, good. We'll probably correcting for the whole week and then next week it'll go up. Silver. See? So silver, we're looking at this, and if this is the move down, started correct. This one was a sell. Drop, didn't break through. We put it with this one, you get a flat. You see this, you know that is going to come back. So there's a sell set up here. It's already gone this morning. I hope some of my traders got it. That means I don't think it's going to go very far. Why am I thinking it's going to go like this? Because I'm looking at the structure that we see here and the way we would normally see it. If we get a big flat like this in the middle here, right, with an up move and an up move, and you still have this could be a standalone correction, or it could be like a pretty sharp one, which means that it could repeat itself here, still go back up one more, but not necessarily. So you will still sell this, and when it comes here, you get it to positive. See if it goes back up. If it breaks through, then we're going to be looking for this, and it will probably wouldn't break through, fast. It'll stop here and then consolidate bigger, maybe even make a flat like that, and then go down. That means we'll be looking at this as a possible flat for one more up. And the reason is because of all this consolidation here. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a flat. It means we look at it and see, is that cluster there making a flat for one more up? Or was this a consolidation of its own, a smaller version of a consolidation? And this is the top of the move to go back up. Remember, we broke this top. Well, why is breaking this top important? Again, the same thing, the bigger pattern. So this could start a very big move down if dollar index goes up, or it could just come here, go back up one more, and then drop. Now, I keep saying drop because we're expecting it to drop based on the pattern we're in. And that means every sell setup you get from the top, you take. Right? Friday was a sell setup. We took it. We sold it Friday. This morning, we have a sell setup. Some of my traders should be in that trade. I wasn't here, so some of my traders should get that sell. And when it comes here, you can put it again. Why would you take the trade? You can get that to positive. You can get it to break even. You might even get some profit should it not go. But if it goes, good for you. So we'll have to wait to see when it comes here. Are we going to be buying it one more, or would it consolidate for another sell? That's simple, right? So when you watch a chart and you don't see anything in it, or it looks very confusing to you, that's when you should realize you need to learn wave analysis. Gold, same thing. Gold drop. I didn't sell the gold. Some of our traders sold the gold on Friday. Turned out very good. But it's good because we didn't break that top. So the sell was risk. It's not that it wouldn't go. There was a good sell setup, but it was a risk. It did go back up to the top, which was this. Remember, I said I left the room this point and I said, be careful, it can go back up. Did go back up, take that out. No, that's out of the way. So I would say go back up. Is it this one, or are we still in the consolidation? Because you can actually look at this as some kind of an expanding flat here. I wouldn't be surprised if it is. Right, which means we will still be coming down for this one. We could still come down here and still go back up, right? Depending on how you want to look at it. But you could also look at this here now as 1, 2, 3 for a contracting flat. I take this out. If that is a contracting flat, then this one is coming down for this, which means we will probably do this and then go back up. Now, we can be sure about it again because we didn't break that up. As long as you haven't broken it up, you can be sure that that is what it's doing. But you can assume that, there's a lot of cluster there. This one is pretty sharp. Could be that. I'm not sure this would be a sellers yet, but you have a small flag here. It's still inside of this. So I wouldn't be surprised if this doesn't go very far. Probably go back up there and make a flat. If that happens, we're definitely selling this. I don't know if any of my traders, any of these smaller versions sell. Just get it to positive because there's a good chance this could go back up. So should it go back up there, then we sell. If it breaks here and start consolidating, we'll sell. Right? Because the move to the downside is bigger. But if it's doing this, then there's a good chance it goes back up. Make a bigger flat, then come. So wait for a sell setup. As I wait for the sell setup, this one should also be in the sell, but we are not in, so I wouldn't put anything. Euro dropped, nothing new. I expected that. I think Euro could be going down a lot more. We need to see what's happening. It's kind of consolidating for a flat here, a smaller version inside. So there's one more up here. I don't think it's it's pretty far from here, but I don't think it's a big reverse. So let's see how low it comes back into this. Go back up. I'm not sure we'll buy that, but we'll definitely sell it. What's the range? The range is only 25 pips. You're not gonna get, you might not get a trade to buy, but you could definitely get a sell setup. As of now, we're looking for a sell setup. And I'm not sure we want to buy this as yet for a possible upside or possible deeper correction. Right, there's an impulse and it could possibly go one more up. Well, depending on it's 25 pips. So if you get a trade set up at a good point that you can get it to break even, might be worth taking, because this could be the start of a deeper correction, right? This could be the start here. This one correct deeper, and that means could become a good trade. I'm not expecting that to go back up. I think we've agreed that this might be the flat, that might be the top, and we're coming down, but we can still take the trade here and see how deep they pull back against this. So that's a risky buy if you get the chance, depending on where you get the flag. You still have to have about 15 pips or so to go more before it's worth taking. Most likely it will be a sell, so we'll leave it. Let it come deeper into this and then go back up there, and then we'll look for the sell setup. Pound. Yeah, pound drop, pull back. It actually didn't go very far. A lot of divergence. You're getting a buy setup here. It's kind of in this range here. This is more of a flat in the middle. So like a 1, 2, 3. This is coming down here. It'll probably go up one more. And do we need a lot more upside? Let's see. Just correction. If it should go one more up, it's just correction. Pretty much like this. I don't think that's a running flat. This one already standalone. And we have a lot of pieces to go. It's more downside right now because we're also coming from a top on the 4 on the daily. So we'll decide on whether we want this buy. There's a buy setup forming here now. I think this looks more like the flat here. So you got a 1, 2, 3 pull back. This should probably go back up. If we get a flag, we'll take it. Right? It's very far from the bottom. So if you get a flag here, we'll go for that trade. And we'll see how high it goes. Remember, the divergence here with this single drop is pretty strong. And it could be that this goes much deeper. So we can look for both sides at the moment. If this comes deeper into here, you still have to wait for one more up, because this is not all the correction. I don't think so. So we'll wait and see. Let's wait for it. Both sides possible. Aussie downside sell. Aussie sell. You can actually sell the Aussie here. I don't think we have a clear pattern in here as yet, so keep it under the low. If this goes back up, and I think this will go back up, if this goes back up, then we'll move the entry to this point. And depending on how high it goes, if we get a flag, we start selling. So Aussie, I'm not expecting to go back. Even if euro and pound could go, Aussie definitely is down the downside. So we're looking for a sell in the Aussie. You can actually put an active sell. New Zealand, you can put an active sell. This one is confirmed downside. Once it broke this top, we start looking for sells. It's pretty sharp. You see, it's not going back up. So all the sells we took were good. Take this one. Keep it under the low again because of this flat. Because of this. Right? Keep it. This could drop here and then go right back up. So keep it under the low for now. If it makes a flag here, then take the flag. Right? Not this one. Don't take this. This is more of a correction in this one. So we can wait for the sell, but keep it under the low. That is just, I'll take this one. That was Friday, the sell in the news. We put it here. And let's see if this drops to the bottom. CAD. We're expecting CAD to go down, or this could be the low. Remember, we looked at this, maybe this could be go back here. That could be all for the running flat, a little shorter than we were expecting, but it could actually go up from here. And that would be okay. That's a good running flat. So come back here, and if we get any buy setup, we'll take it. The buy on Friday was break even because it didn't go, and that's good. Let it consolidate here now. Let this consolidate. I don't think it's ready to go. I still think we'll consolidate somewhere here. Let me see the 50 minutes. Yeah, probably not ready to go. It's going to pull back. There's a very high probability this will pull back. Even if this go, you can't buy it. The risk is it will pull back, right? So it could. These two are pretty sharp. So we'll get a few more pull back here, and then it's a buy. But we're looking for a buy setup. So when it's ready, go for it. If this is the one that is going to go, let it break the top and then make a flag. Then the buy would be worth to take this out. Swiss, we just looked at this. Right now, you have a 5-minute sell setup here. We're expecting a big move down on the Swiss because I don't think the Swiss is starting the upside. This flat is pretty huge. It could still use that big flat like that and go, but there's a high probability this thing will come and break the low before it goes. So if you want to take a risky trade to see whether it's going to drop, this could be a small 5-minute one. Keep a stop above here because should that go back up, it's going to go straight out of the structure. Then it will become a buy. This is a pretty high risk. It's a 5-minute flag. You guys, some of you can do it, so I'm not worried about that. It's worth taking. So I'll put this in active sell, not for YouTube. You wouldn't be able to manage your way out of a loss like that. It will be a loss for you. You wouldn't manage to trade it out of that because we have specific rules how to get out of trades like that. Yen. Okay. So I would probably go with a running flat until this happens, right? Until that happens. So I'll go with this making a running flat here for one more up. But if it consolidates there, forget about it. We're going for a drop. We're either going for this drop or we're going to drop straight through the structure. If this drops straight through, then we go back with this. This is the running flat in here, the smaller one, right? It's 1, 2, 3. We're using this one here, but I think this one could be it. So I would go with a sell setup here. We just need to find the right pattern in there. It's not, the pattern is yet, it's pretty small. I think it will consolidate some more here. Put it like under the low with a stop above the top and assume that it could make a small running flat. We only have one impulse for now. If it consolidated, that is the impulse, right? If it's consolidating, this is the impulse. These are smaller versions to the upside. So you can keep it here, but not too close so it tag you for a running flat. Right? You want this to come back here and you want it to go back up. Right? And then go for that trade. But what if this drops? So you can keep it a little away from that. And that is justified. We don't have any use in to drive it right now, so it's unlikely going to happen. You want this complete pattern here, and then the sell will become easier. We'll do it in 5 minutes. So with that said, I'll go through all the yen pairs to see. This is a gift for the YouTube videos because we do trade this in the 5 minutes. And yes, we'll be looking for a sell setup here too. Let this finish. It's not finished. Okay. This needs to complete itself. Start with this being the first impulse. This is the correction. These are smaller versions of correction. So wait for this to complete. This is only one piece. So wait for this to complete and then look for the sell. So we're looking for a sell setup. We'll do it in 5 minutes. Bang in. We could come in back the room a little earlier. Same here. They all actually broke the top as we expected. So these were our forecasts. I mean, these arrows, as you can see that this arrow is standing. These arrows were here before all of this happened. Once we got that and we got this, we figured out what it's going to do. So now we're looking for this. Look for a sell setup here too. Go into 5, find the sell setups. Go with them. Let's see Aussie yen. Sorry, I put the sell before. I should wait. Yeah, but same thing. This one broke the top. It didn't go as high as we expected. That's okay. It's not that, there's no rule as to how high. But this one, then we'll expect this to happen. We're looking for this move now. Go back to the 5 minutes again. Let's see what it looks like. The impulse is good. I like the impulse. I like this. Let's see if this come back. You want this to come back deep, though. You want this to come back here. I want it to come back there. This is a bigger flat. So if it doesn't come here, the chances are we're still either in the consolidation here or we're in this consolidation for one more up. You can ignore the one more up, but we'll definitely go for the sell. So we'd look for a sell setup here. This one is not ready. So it's more of a sell setup. I think all of them will be sell setups, not sell. If they're not ready as yet. And let's go with New Zealand yen. This is probably the only one that didn't break this top. But if we're using this as the impulse, we could still be in some kind of a consolidation here. Pull this back here. Some kind of a consolidation here. Right? You could probably even use this separate. Okay, this could be a 1, 2, 3. And this is all of it is one bigger consolidation. We'll probably stay away from this for now, unless you get a really good sell setup. Because first it didn't break that top, which is a kind of warning sign. The second thing is We're not sure which part to put which. If this one is one of its own, then this could just come here and go back up. So we'll keep an eye on this, how it develop, and then we'll decide on that. Carry on. I think this is a good one. The drop is really nice. Got a big drop and you're consolidating in the bottom of it. So all the consolidation is here. Let it come back here and then go back up, and then we look for the sell. So look for a sell setup. So Sian. Yep, this one didn't drop. It went up more, so we can expect, let's see if this drops. Not necessarily that one will drop too, but let's see if that drops. Go back to the 15, what's the bigger picture? We're looking for this move now. So go to 15 and wait, let's see. There's a sharp move here with this that looks very much like it is making a running flat. I'll put that as a running flat, which means that this, if it works its way up slowly here, like a channel, we'll take it from there. We'll use the last impulse. Right, because this could be a running flat. All of them have this similar one, but most of these inside here has like flags. So this one is really sharp. This one is extremely sharp. And then there's a flag upside, flag upside, flag upside. So there's a good chance. The only problem is this consolidation. So we'll have to go with contracting flats in that case. Let's see what this does. It's correcting a lot, which means it definitely looks like it's going to drop one more. Not upside, but let's see. It has to come here and go back up one more. This is too sharp. This is too sharp. They're all very sharp. So we'll wait for that. We can put it as looking for a sell setup for now and see how it plays out. So guys, I think for the Forex pairs, so for YouTube, that I'll keep it that way. It will be too long. We will check a few of these, and we will check a few of the cryptos. I know a lot of people want all the cryptos. Well, you have a chance of getting to view all of them, right? If you would like to join the group, you can join the group two ways. You can join the group either as a full-time member, or you can join the group as an installment pair. What that means, because some traders said, hey, your course are too expensive. Well, I have news for you. It's not going to get cheaper. If I change the price of the course, I'm going to put it up, not down. Sorry about that. I think the value of what we do here is worth much more than what you're paying for. Now, you're never going to be able to pay for what you will get if you join the group. Don't ask the traders who are in the group. Ask the people who hate me the most. And they will probably tell you, yes, he does too much for the money. Right? Just forget about what you get. Just the value of the time I come in here, you can't pay for that. And I think I know my time is valued a lot. So what you will be paying for is for the 6 weeks of the course. Everything after that is free. Now, you will say it's expensive. I don't have the money. Hey, there are cheaper things out there. Be my guest. Go buy it and then waste your money, waste your time, and then you'll eventually come to this group to learn to trade. A lot of traders did that. Now, you might get something else and you might learn to trade out there cheaper. I don't know. It's up to you. Right? But what we do has value, and we're not going to reduce the value. We're going to just increase the value. So if you would like to join as an installment trader, which means you will pay as much as you can pay every month until you complete the payment, and then you wouldn't have to pay anything else, ever. Right? Simple. Your choice. Let's go on now, right? So go to Skype, send me a message, and then you will get all that you want. Not only that, but the entire list you see here. If it is on here, it means we looked at it. Now, we don't trade. Some people say that's too much. We don't trade all of this. No one trader in my group trade more than 5 or 6 trades or pairs. But because we have so many members and they trade different things, we do look at them. Maybe it's a one-time thing. We looked at it and then, there was a good setup. We looked at it, traded, and then traded again after that. So that's it. Let's go. Natural gas. Okay, we never got the next one up, and it's still possible it could happen. We'll have to come back and put these here. So if this was a really slow one, if this drop, but it looks like it can drop. If that drop, it looks like it can drop, then this will belong to these here with a very, very slow up move. That up move was extremely slow. So let's look at it this way and see if that belongs to that, and that is the top of the move. Then we are coming down. We got a flat, we got a flat, we got a flat, we got a flat. We're coming down. There's probably another one in here, this one, a smaller version. So take this out and then assume that it's going down. What's the next big move to the downside? Let's go to the 1 hour. Well, the next big move to the downside is probably breaking the low. If that is starting a big, let's read this one, this move, right? So it'll probably be coming down back to there. And this. So the next big move to the downside will be retesting the low. We haven't broken the top, so that will be an issue. Let's go back to the daily. If this is making another flat here, that was a huge flat drop. If this is making another flat similar to that one here, we'd have to retest this top. Right? This can't be only correction. This is sharp. They're all very sharp at the moment. None of them has that corrective nature like this. So let's go back into the 4 hours. See, this has 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This doesn't have a 2. So we could be making a 2 here now and then go break the top for a 3. So I don't think we're coming down as it. I think we're consolidating for a bigger flat. So I would see this first impulse as a possibility of making a bigger flat and then go back up. If this drop, be careful with the sell. This is what is going to give you divergence, right? It probably will drop, maybe give you divergence and then go back up. And we've seen that many times, right? Where they break the low, just start and go back up. So if you're going to take it, make sure you can get out for break even, right? Because it has a sell setup, not a bad one, a very good sell setup here too. Let's see how deep this goes back. Because if this small one drop with this move, I think that's pretty risky selling it. You want to wait for a deeper correction at this point. Right, you could always put this one. I think you could put this one with this one here. There was a one there, and that would be the final one. Let's go. US oil. Okay, it broke the top, drop, sell. Do we need a big move down? Take this out. This was holding flat there. It's making a flat first. I think we could sell this. There's no point. If it stays here, sell it. Right? Because it already dropped one small one. There's a bigger one, but then I'm sure there it's not going back to the top. And if it doesn't go back to the top, it's a sell. Could it be that we're doing this now? I think that's possible. I don't think we ended. This one is pretty sharp. This is just 1, 2, 3. This had a 1, 2, 3. This had more corrections in it than this one. This one is very, very corrective, although that's the impulse. So what we look for, let's see how this comes down. Let's go for the sell now. So take this out. That was the top we needed to break. Sell. This is an active sell. US 30. Okay, this went a little higher than expected, and I think these will be separate ones. We'll eventually put them in separate ones, maybe with this one, let's see. Because this has a flat here, it's a bit low. This internal. See? So there's a flat, you have a 1, 2, 3, it's coming down. Let's see where that goes. Look for a sell setup here. And it's not coming down the way you would like it to come down because this pullback is at the top there, and that means you might think of it this way. So I would say, as a channel, let it finish what it's doing, let it come out of the channel, and then sell. Right? You know the rules. So we're going to wait for that to come out and then sell. If you're selling this, sell them with caution. Right? Because it's definitely downside. We'll look for sell setups. S&P 500. This can go more. This is very, very corrective. So I think we'll drop one more. I can see dropping one more, just one more, but probably drop within this, right? Just drop one more like here. Make something like this. And then go back up. So it could be a series. This is more of a correction. Right? But a lot of corrections in this one here, right? You can see that. So this is trying to come back down. The question is it from here or can it go one more up and then come? If it's from here, wait for a flag. Right? Once we get a flag, we can go for the sell. So wait for a flag to sell. NASDAQ. Okay, this one went up a lot. We did get this. We got it here. So it's going to be more like this now. And well, I don't want to take this one out. So it's still downside, but it's still in the correction. And this correction is not this piece is not a really good. So I could see the one of these pullback happening, one of these again happening. Yeah, the problem is we have to wait. This could definitely, with that, it could definitely retest the top. Let it drop some more, make a flag, and then we'll consider. If it goes one more up, probably ignore it. If this here goes one more up, probably do this, pull back here, and then go. I don't think the buy is not going to worth anything because after that it comes down. Just break the top and come back. So we can leave it and wait. Let's see, Bitcoin. Bitcoin went up a little more. Let's go to the 4 hours. So we're correcting this one. We're correcting this one here. I think we're correcting it. We're still in this correction here. This is the sharp move down. So that is more of a correction. And if it keeps coming down, it's probably going to, I could say expect it to drop. I'd expect this to drop here. Looks more like a correction to me. If it keeps going up, just ignore it until it gets to this stop. Right, then it has to come back here and then go. That'd be a flat. So if it goes higher into the top, then I would look for the flat. If not, it could drop and probably even drop out of the structure. So we'll wait and see which one. But definitely you don't want to buy it there. Not a good idea. And it looks like it's coming down now. Let's see if that becomes a drop. You probably wouldn't wait for it to drop some more, make a flag here, and then go for the sell if you want to sell it. Okay, this did make some more upside. I think this can, let's see what we have here. Okay, we haven't broken this low, right? We haven't broken that low. We want this move down because we've got this correction. So I think this is more of a deeper correction. It will eventually drop here and then go. So we were expecting this to come down. I think you can expect this here to come down. You want it to break this low. It has to break this low. So we want to see a break of this one and then probably go back up. And then go back up from here. And then the big drop. So let's see if this drops. If it goes back up, don't buy it. It's not going out of the structure. It's still within the correction. I didn't think this good, but this sell could be okay if you get a sell side. Because then you'll have 1, 2, 3. You'll have 1, 2, 3 goes back to the top and then drop. I don't think this will drop off because I'm not looking at this as a contracting flat. If we looked at this as a contract flat, then this could drop straight to the bottom. I think this is a little sharp. It could be, but this one looks a little sharper than the rest. So I assume that they'll go back up one more. Take the sell and then we'll see where it goes, right? You can actually even put an active sell on it. It doesn't matter whether it goes or not. You can put an entry or the sell here. And only if it breaks that level, then you get a sell, right? That is if it drops really fast. You don't want to go in here. This is a smaller one. This is the big one, right? That is if it drops really fast. If it comes down here, make a flag, you sell the flag. XRP. Just one huge consolidation here. And that's downside. So this is going well. We broke the top and go with this. And this one is a really slow move up. So let's look at it this way. What's a bigger picture? I think this is clear. We have 1, 2, and a very slow climb there. Broke the top. We're coming back for this one. So we're going to come. Is it equal? It looks smaller. Let me see. Coming for this one here now. That's one more drop to this point and then upside within this structure. So within this structure, we'll still have to go back up for this one. And then we can see more drop, which means we're still stuck in sideways movement. And we're not really going anywhere. I don't think the whole thing would be, well, can we look at this as the correction? Can we look at that as the correction? This is the low. This is the flat. And if this makes a flat here, this becomes the flat here in the middle. And this starts to go. Can this be the low? This is the takeoff to the upside? Well, that might be possible. You can look at it that way and say, well, that might be possible. Then we'll have to look at this as a 1, 2, 3. And this had a big flat here. and then it made a sharp spike. So this big flat there could be normal to a spike back to the top there. It worth taking the buy. Let it come here, let it break this low, and then we look for that buy because you might get that, right? Especially if you get a flag like this first. You get a flag here, you could get that spike, and that will complete this pattern before you come back down. So if you get that spike, it breaks the stop, take your profit. Look for the exit and look for the sell. That'll complete the big consolidation range. Return to the low and then go back up. So let's go back to the 1 hour and look for the first sell you want. That is selling it to come to this point, and then we can go back into the buy. You want to be a medium, medium long-term investment into it, buying somewhere at the bottom here would be a good idea. We'll look for the setups though. Okay, I'll do one more and then I'll go. I think this one is the one that a lot of traders trade, our traders, so we'll see. And go into 4 hours. Yeah, this is a running flat. It could go up some more. I think this thing is heading for the upside. You can look for buy setups here. Because we did break the low. The idea was to come break the low and turn. Let's see. Yeah, we did. We came, we broke the low. This is relatively sharp. This is very sharp. So I'm not sure which one here would be. It'll be the weird consolidating, but we broke the low and we're going up. So go for the buy. Go back on the 1 hour. Look for buy setups here. You actually had a buy setup already. There was this running flat. So what I'll do is wait. You're making a smaller flag here again. Not a good idea. You don't want it to make too much flags. And then you can look for that one, see if it goes. Wait for something like this, like a good flag here, and then go for the buy. If it dropped one more, no big deal. You wouldn't be in the trade. So I'll end the YouTube video there. Hope you guys have fun. Hope you trade well. And see you next week. All right. Take care. Bye.